This week on TechRap, car washing not your favorite chore? Fear not, Nissan develops the first self-washing car. Is Google Plus's fate in the balance? And we review the Galaxy K Zoom and wonder what other smartphone cameras Samsung's got up its sleeves. Hi, I'm Michael Josh, and this is TechRap, your weekly source for tech news, gadget reviews, app recommendations, and social media tips. How do you feel about not having to clean your car ever again? Sounds like a dream, right? That's exactly the luxury Nissan hopes to give its customers. Nissan engineers in the UK developed a paint technology that repels mud, rain, and everyday dirt. Wired.com says the special paint called Ultra Ever Dry repels water and oil. Dust and dirt that normally stick to the car just slide off. In a test video, the car manufacturer applies half of the paint on a white Nissan Note and takes it for a test drive over muddy and dusty roads. At the end of the video, half of the car is all dirty and muddy, while the other half remains immaculate white. Nissan says it will not be a permanent fixture on all its cars, but will make it an option for buyers. Apple quietly updates its MacBook Air line, dropping prices by $100 across the board. The new ultra-slim Mac laptops now run the latest Intel Haswell processors. Both 11-inch and 13-inch models get a minor bump from 1.3 to 1.4 gigahertz with custom built-to-order options at 1.7 gigahertz. The 11-inch base model now starts at $899, while the entry-level 13-inch model starts at $999. Aside from the processor upgrade and price drop, everything else remains the same. Base models still come with 128 gigabytes of storage and 4 gigabytes of RAM as the standard. The MacBook Air first received Intel Haswell processors back in June of 2013, one of their most important updates to date, giving the notebook computer an unprecedented 9 and 12 hours of battery life, respectively. The fate of Google's struggling social network Google Plus hangs in the balance with the departure of Google Plus co-founder and longtime senior vice president for social, Vic Gundotra. In a Google Plus post announcing his departure, Gundotra avoids speaking about the reason behind the departure and what he plans to do next. He says, quote, "I am excited about what's next, but this isn't the day to talk about that." He adds, "This is a day to celebrate the past 8 years, to cry and smile, and to look forward to the journey yet to come." Also on Google Plus, Google CEO Larry Page writes, "Vic built Google Plus from nothing. There are few people with the courage and ability to start something like that." Gundotra built the service from scratch in 2011 and leaves it with over 500 million users, many of which, however, are forced into the service because of its close integration with other Google products like YouTube. Google's VP of Engineering David Besbris takes over as head of the social network. For now, users can only speculate if Gundotra's departure means a change in direction. But Google is quick to dismiss talk, saying it has no impact on the Google Plus strategy. Let's see. Yahoo is making a big play to be a big online music platform. Yahoo is partnering with concert ticketing company Live Nation to stream a live concert daily for an entire year. Yahoo's marketing chief Kathy Savitt says concerts will feature, quote, "the world's hottest bands and musicians." The company also promises to keep 1,200 of the live song recordings for a few months after the show streams, so users can play on demand. The deal was signed Thursday, so details like when the concert will start and where it will be held are still being ironed out. In the year 2000, China banned the sale of console games because of supposed negative effects on the mental health of the youth. The ban was lifted this January, and this week, Microsoft announces it will sell the Xbox One console in China starting September. The Xbox One will take on China's gaming market, dominated mostly by PC and online games. The industry is ripe for the taking, generating over $10 billion in profit in 2013. Microsoft partners with Chinese internet TV company Bez TV News Media Co. to sell and market the popular gaming console. The two companies will also jumpstart a program that aims to encourage developers to create Xbox One games made specifically for the Chinese market. Opening up to the Chinese market should boost sales of the Xbox One further. More than 5 million consoles have been sold since the product's launch in November of last year. TechRap was in Singapore earlier this week to cover the launch of the Galaxy K Zoom. Samsung's latest smartphone was unveiled at its low-key Capture the Moment event at Singapore's Red Dot Museum on Tuesday, April 29. It's the first time since the launch of the original Galaxy S smartphone that a global launch was held in the region. The K in Capture is a reference to its new device, the K Zoom, an update to last year's S4 Zoom, a smartphone with a 10 times optical zoom equipped camera. The name change and a different design direction hints of what's to come from the world's largest smartphone manufacturer. What's in a name? While branded differently, the Galaxy K Zoom from Samsung is in many respects an updated S4 Zoom, the world's first and only smartphone with an optical zoom lens. Specs-wise, the K Zoom is definitely a step up: more megapixels, a more powerful hexa-core processor, more RAM, a better battery, and a bigger 4.8-inch 720p display. But there's more to the name change than meets the eye. The K in K Zoom comes from the German word Kamera, easier to roll off the tongue than Galaxy C if the English word were to be followed. Its redesign is also a statement. Samsung, which also makes Android-powered cameras like the Galaxy Camera 2, wants to make a distinction. The K Zoom is a smartphone first, a camera second. And so, the K Zoom now looks and feels more like a smartphone than its predecessor, which on its backside looked like your standard issue digital camera. Gone is the camera grip and tripod mount, and while its lens is still very distinct, it doesn't protrude as much, raised ever so slightly against its new curved faux leather back that is tapered on the edges. The result is a more comfortable grip, with the phone resting naturally against the arc of your palm. The reduction in size has also made the smartphone more pocketable, thanks to its impressive new zoom lens. While the K Zoom retains its 10 times optical zoom with optical image stabilization and extends to about the same height, it takes up less space when retracted, thanks to an innovative lens design that stores one group of elements to the side of the lens when the camera is not in use. The K Zoom runs on the latest version of Android 4.4.2 KitKat and comes with the same updated version of TouchWiz we saw on the S5. My Magazine is still a swipe to the right from the home screen. The settings menu, sans tabs, has the new colorful icon-based interface. And then there's Ultra Power Saving Mode that, when enabled, drastically improves the life of the device. But it's the camera app that's the K Zoom's pride and joy, and as such, gets some exclusive features. AF-AE separation is perfect when you're shooting against the sun. Just tap on your subject to focus, then drag the exposure box away from it to wherever you would like to light meter off of. Samsung is also touting a new mode called Pro Suggest. When selected, soft pressing on the shutter will bring up 3 filters that best match lighting conditions. Samsung calls these filters films. Aside from those already built into the phone, you can download new films from the Pro Suggest marketplace or create your own. Samsung hopes to build a community of users that creates and shares filters. We think it's a great idea. While the K Zoom has a 2-megapixel front-facing camera, Selfie Alarm helps users take photos using the device's main camera. The special mode will notify you with a series of beeps when the camera detects your face in frame, and will take a series of 3 shots for you to choose from. Overall, the photos we took on the device came out pretty decent, but not the best we've seen on a smartphone. Still, where can you find a smartphone that can take shots like this from this far away? Or this from that far away? From dual-core to hexa-core, Samsung gives the K Zoom a major speed bump thanks to its own Exynos processor that contains a dual-core 1.7 GHz processor and a quad-core 1.3 GHz processor. This combo is supposed to improve overall performance and consume power more efficiently. faster, but easier on the batteries. The device scored 30,753 on benchmarking test Antutu, just a tad bit shy of the 34,240 of the more higher-spec Galaxy S5. Overall, the K-Zoom is a pretty decent smartphone camera hybrid, and really the only option out there if you're looking for a device to shoot photos from a distance, like during school plays, sporting gigs, or concerts. But whether or not the K-Zoom is successful, the creation of the K-series speaks volumes about what's ahead from Samsung, smartphones with specialized cameras. Imagine the possibilities: smartphone cameras with imaging sensors that rival compact cameras, smartphones that shoot great photos and videos underwater, or smartphones with interchangeable lenses. In the meantime, the Galaxy K-Zoom, available in black, white, and blue, will begin shipping globally later this month. And that was TechRap. For the latest tech news, visit Rappler.com/technology. Follow Rappler.com on social media, join our conversation online, and send us emails if you have any tech questions. All the details are below. And that's all for this week, folks. I'm Michael Josh. Thanks for dropping by.